Ford is getting sued, GM is getting sued, and now if you even own a Dodge Cummins, you are also at risk for this problem. So why are these lawsuits being filed, and is it up to the manufacturer or is it up to Bosch to cover this CP4 injection pump? That's just what we're going to be discussing in this video. So stay tuned. I'm going to be discussing what's actually going on and quite a few different ways towards the end of this video on what you can do to prevent failure or just eliminate failure from happening at all. What is up, YouTube? I'm Jerry and this is Jerry Jr.'s Garage. Manufacturers are kind of loving this and hating this at the same time. Hating it because they don't want to be involved in any type of recall when the expense to repair this is between $8,000 and $20,000. Obviously, right? So Ford and Chevy, they don't have no CP4s on their diesel pickups anymore. Dodge, 2019 and newer, have CP4 injection pumps. That is also slowly becoming a problem. This injection pump is made by Bosch. Bosch makes excellent fuel system and has been doing so for years, but this is not working well in the United States. With the average cost of a truck nowadays between $60,000 to $80,000 here in 2019, it is crazy. It's just crazy numbers. It's no wonder why there's articles like that I've been finding on the internet about. Here's an article about how Automotive Research, they actually took in comparison 10 different vehicles, 10 different trucks, gas and diesel, and compared side by side whether or not it was worth owning a diesel and if it made any financial sense at all. So they even took into consideration the cost of repairs, depreciation, mileage, resale value, etc. Now, if one major repair happens while you're within the ownership of this vehicle, you are going to be scratching your head wondering whether or not it was even worth it to own a diesel in the first place. So whether you're a business owner or just doing your own thing, or taking trips cross country, doing your drop shipping or farming, whatever, this is going to affect people all across the board. Here in a class action lawsuit filed against Ford, which has since been closed, on page, I'll link in the description below this actual PDF lawsuit. On page 36 it says, rather than replace it, Ford educated dealerships on how to deceive customers, convincing them that devastating failures were caused by contaminated fuel. As if that's not enough, after it's already been closed, Ford is said to be blaming the issue on the use of contaminated or substandard fuel, therefore refuses to cover the problem under its warranties. Even when drivers pay up to $20,000 to have their trucks fixed, the problem will persist so long as vehicles continue to be filled with American diesel fuel, the suit says. So, regardless of fixing the CP4 or going to the dealership and spending $8,000 to $20,000 for a replacement injection pump, you are still going to be riddled with these issues unless you do things to help prevent or eliminate it altogether. I'm going to list off a few things that you can do to help prevent or eliminate a failure, starting with the most cheap thing. If you're running a vehicle that has the CP4, 2011 to 2017 Power Stroke, 2011 2015 Duramax, or 2019 and newer Dodge Ram with Cummins, chances are you may have a CP4. If it does, the number one thing, help lubricate your fuel. So add some type of fuel additive. I recommend Optilube XPD. You can buy it in all sorts of sizes. Every tank, add a little bit, read the directions, you'll be good to go. Now, the number two thing you can do is help not prevent a failure, but help the cost of a failure, taking out your injectors and things like that. You can add a screen on your injection pump. There's also some bypass kits. I'll also link in the description below. That ranges from $200 on up, and that's just for the parts alone. The number three, a lift pump. A lift pump, what's going on here with the advanced systems that Bosch is using right now, it adds a lot of air bubbles. So think of it as like a fizzy soda type drink. If you were pouring soda through a garden hose, there's air bubbles in it, right? That's the best way I can quickly describe it. Versus turning on your garden hose, right? It's just a straight flow of water. It would be your ideal situation. So a lift pump is going to help that be basically just straight direct flow. It's never going to be starved of any fuel. There's not going to be any air bubbles in there, and that helps lubricate that CP4, because this thing does not hold up to very much lubrication thanks to the aluminum bore and the generic, well, I shouldn't say generic, but the camshaft design. There's a lot of metal on metal going on there versus the CP3, which is much more robust. Now, obviously, the last thing I would recommend, it would be the entire swap altogether. So CP3 injection swap all together, and that's going to be probably ranging on from $1,600 on up, and that's just for the parts alone. If you're going to do it yourself, you're going to save a bit of money, but you know, have a little backup car or something, because I know by no means am I capable of just whipping that in there in a day. Maybe it is possible for me, I don't know, I haven't done it yet, but those are basically, that's what you can do. If you're stuck with it, or if you're considering a diesel pickup, just ask or look under the hood and verify whether or not it actually has that CP3 or CP4. If it still has the CP4, ask yourself, does it have the lift pump? You know, was a screen put in? Were fuel additives used or not? The wear can be happening, and you may not even know it. So you don't really know when the CP4 is going to fail. There's no good way to tell unless you were to take it off. But I'm going to link in the description below all the products I just talked about. And well, if you have a situation that worked for you, that was cost effective, please leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video or liked it, please smash that like button. And comment, discuss what has worked for you, please, below. Go ahead and say whatever you want to say. If you're in the market to buy a pickup, a diesel pickup especially, consider something. Consider this a concern. Consider this a concern. Years ago, I had bought a Cummins many years ago, and I remember a lift pump going out, and my lift pump was $500 to repair. Now we're talking injection pumps, and when injection pumps go out, if you're not an amazing mechanic, I would say, then it could be thousands. Even just if you are an amazing mechanic, it's still thousands of dollars. So please comment, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching Jerry Jr.'s Garage. A total of $23,000 this year in maintenance costs. The dealership will not assist in costs. I wrote a letter to Ford customer care. If they do not assist, I will never purchase another Ford product. I will share my experience with all my friends as well. A diesel engine should operate at least 200 to 300,000 without these type of problems. I have to agree with this, guys, and if you agree with this, smash that like button. But please remember, whether you're buying a Ford, Chevy, or Dodge, you're not immune to these type of problems. So do your research and do something to prevent the failure. I know it's expensive for a full-on CP3 swap as well as a lift pump, but these are not modifying the way your engine is tuned. That's another thing you got to be careful with, is don't get cold feet in buying a diesel thinking it's all tuned up because of a lift pump and an injection pump. Thanks for watching. Again, like and subscribe for more. Jerry Jr.'s Garage.